being involved in social media, like how quickly that inner sense of peace and ease gets usurped. And it's not that it's gone, it's just that it's like I have to continually be clearing clutter away. And so that requires a lot of energy, right? To continually be in the state of clearing away clutter or dealing with, distractions. And that's what the internet is kind of like, and especially social media. And so I'm just paying close attention to that. And I wanted to share that with you. Having a few days away was really nice. Um, had some time to really sit and reflect and realize that truly, 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 and I mean this honestly, is that I need more time. I need much more quiet time, more than I realized. And so that's my awareness over the last week, and realizing what do I need to do to carve that into my life. And I don't know if you all had that kind of week, because I wasn't tuned in to everybody. I just decided to tune into me and to my family and to be fully present to what was in front of me, which I don't always do. And I'm going to guess that some of you can relate, right? That like how we get so engaged in everything that's going on around us with the people around us. And that is service, right? It's how I choose to be of service. It's my joy. I get so much joy. So it's not like it's miserable. I don't feel miserable, but what I realize is if I am not taking time every day to nourish and nurture myself, especially now, there is so much tremendous change on all levels. Physical change. I mean, I will tell you honestly. So I had a baby 2 years ago, right? Like we're coming up on her second birthday. The weight has not gone off, right? And as a matter of fact, I will say any downward trajectory back to a normal weight that was happening prior to COVID has just gone, back to, just had the baby, mode. And to be honest, what's lovely on that physical level is that I don't hate myself. There's not a loathing of my body that maybe 10 years ago there may have been. Like, oh, I should be here. I've gotten to the point where I accept myself and I like myself. I like who I am. I like my body. I like the roundness of it. I don't love it. Like what I love personally, I really love when clothes fit, and especially clothes I love. I don't like to pull out the what would they call that in sports? The second string. I don't want to pull out the second string clothing. I like the first string clothing. I like the things that like, ooh, just I put on and it's unctuous. It's that perfect sweater. It's that perfect thing. And so I'm aware of that, right? So I'm paying attention. I'm continually realizing that while I'm not at war with myself, that I have choices that aren't about what I don't want, but really what am I moving into? So that's some physical things, taking good care of myself, making sure I'm moving every day, making sure I'm eating and blessing my food every day, right? And loving myself, not and that I'm feeding my body, my mind, my spirit with what is nourishing, right? Being at war with myself doesn't serve any good to this being. And then there's the mental piece, right? Right now, I feel like we are completely at a place where we are coming to see the limitation of our mental body, coming to see the limitation of our story, our beliefs, our dependencies, the structures that we uphold as true and unmoving, unwavering, as they're being what feels like some people would say they're being ripped from us. Our way of being, America, our culture, our language, our sexuality, feminine, masculine. Now we have 27 pronouns, right? All this stuff just being ripped apart. And each one of us is responding to it differently. Every single one of us is responding to it. Some things were like, yay, and other things were like, no. And I'm thinking even about school this fall. So I have a 10-year-old who's going to be in 5th grade, right? And I just think I have these moments where I'm like, how awful is it that he is not going to be in school with his friends? And then I have these moments where I'm like, how awesome is it that he is going to be in 5th grade and focused on himself, on what is resonant with him at a time where others' judgment and focus and attention pile on to that little mind, to that developing hormonal mess that is a pre-teenager, right? I think this can come at a better time for him to build confidence and clarity in who he is. And that's because I have the privilege to do so, and he has the privilege to do so. Not everybody has that privilege, and I'm aware of that. But what am I doing? What am I choosing? So we're running up against these mental hurdles, not just individually, but collectively, right? We are coming up against it. We're coming up against norms that are so ingrained in our consciousness that we couldn't see them until we had pause enough that we weren't distracted all the time to be able to see, oh my gosh, I do have privilege, or oh my gosh, I never had to pay attention to your pain or to what was happening elsewhere, or my rage or anger or resentment that I carry with me. Like all those things, like we've had time to start to see how we we are manufacturing us continually manufacturing the world in which we live, and getting a chance to make some choices and to do things differently and to face the habit of our story. And in this, we are also growing spiritually. We're learning where and how much faith we actually have in something greater than ourselves, or when things really hit the fan, where is our reliance? Is it on God? Is it on spirit? Is it on what we truly deeply know and tell ourselves that we believe, or does it fall back squarely on our shoulders to manage and muscle through? I mean, if we're not feeling stretched right now, I'd like to meet you, but I think everyone's feeling stretched. And how do we navigate through this and think that we can manage through the way we did 6 months ago, right? And so here we are with this beautiful meditation. Here we are with this technology that has brought us into a space of awareness to be able to practice, to be able to grow in our awareness of our divine self. Sorry, something's pulling. Some cord is pulling somewhere. To be aware of our divine self, to be aware that we are greater than our thoughts, to feel that, to embody it, even if it's only for 10 minutes, right? To be in that state of embodying our holiness, where everything is available to us, where everything that we can imagine is right here present with us. And this practice that we do, it's about acclimating to that our entire system, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic vessel, knows that more than it goes to the mind and says, okay, well, what does that mean? I don't understand. I have to understand first. How many of you find yourself doing that? Like, I don't understand. And I would say, good. Because think about if you did understand the world that we're in right now. Think if you really did get it. I think that would be very hard to feel fully the depths of the human condition, of limiting our limitations that we hold on to. What I always imagine is like we're rats in mazes. And then every now and then we think we got it. We figured it out. Yep, here. Oh yes, I see the light. And then we jump up and we move into something. And we go, this is it. This is it. Only to find out that we're simultaneously awake and building a new maze. And it's because we don't know how to be in that unknown, how to be fully open, to overcome the inertia of our thoughts, to overcome the inertia of our insecurity, to overcome the inertia of our mental body. It runs deep. And it has become our default operating system. And it's not that we need to dismiss our thoughts. It just means we need to use our mental body in the right measure, right? As an app rather than the operating system. We need to expand outward and to be in the experience of our wholeness, of our holiness, of honoring our every feeling, our every experience as divine and sacred. And not to live there, but to trust that if I have this experience right now, I'm having this euphoric experience as I'm speaking this because there's a freedom in what I'm sharing with you. I'm telling you this right now. This is my experience. And in 5 minutes, I might have a moment of, I can't believe I said that, right? Or, oh my God, that's great. Or, I don't have anything to back that up. Whatever it is, right? Can I be in the experience as it is unfolding? Can I honor it? Can I trust the words that flow through me? Can I trust who I am? Can I trust what I'm here to be? Each one of you, a divine child of God. So then we have to break down God, right? Because we uphold this masculine energy. It's just in our consciousness. It's in the collective consciousness, this one entity. And so instead of child and father, you are of the all. There is no thing, no word, no construct that can separate you from the thing except the story that is running in your mental body. And the structures that we have in place called society, called collective consciousness, called culture, called politeness, rules, beliefs, all of these things that we're trying to overcome constantly in coaching. I've been a coach for years, right? So what do? We look at our limiting belief and then we create a new belief and it's expanding, but it's only expanding for the moment that we expand and then it becomes a limitation. But we don't talk about that, right? And so what we're doing is we are in this moment of continually unfolding, always expanding, always growing, always opening. And as we are in a state of always opening, we realize that the belief is a flicker in time. It gets us through the moment. And if we build a whole world on a belief, we are no better than what we were before in the limitation because we just created our own limitation. Does that make sense to everybody? And so if you are not feeling stretched and uneasy and uncomfortable, if that is not your experience, right, then this may be very confusing information that I'm sharing with you. But those of you that I know have been feeling stretched, have been feeling expanded, have been sensing this because you keep coming back into this meditation. And I think the conversation needs to change. It needs to change as to how do we embody this and remain here living, but in a new way. How do we trust? How do we build that faith in our highest knowing? And I know that is what we're being called up to do. So I share that because as we meditate, as we are doing this technology, we are connecting to that. And as we connect with that, we are touching it. And there's a part of us that wants to keep touching it. I mean, look at you. How many of you ever expected to be doing this meditation this long? Really? How many of you? I didn't. I didn't. And some days I don't do it, but most days I do. And even sometimes all I do is I just breathe and connect. And so think about that. Think about that pull to it, that desire to feel that desire to feel that expanded awareness that is true of you and your connection with so many people, with all of these beautiful souls that are joining us today for this. And so we're opening in a new way. And so I want to say thank you. 5 months today. My gosh, Gail, that's amazing. Because gosh, what is it? March, April. Wow. 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 I'm kind of blown away. I hadn't thought of that because that would make it about 6 months, right, for me. So that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm humbled in this moment. And so we will begin the meditation. I would like to invite each of you to hold your intention for yourself, for your fellow human beings, and for this planet. And it doesn't have to be specific. You can be in the vibration of it, in the energy of it, in the color of it, in the sound of it, whatever emerges for you. But to be in the intention. For me today, I just feel the call, and this planet, for me, from my awareness, is about harmony. And I just feel the resistance to it as it is emerging. The resistance to the humanity, to the heart center, to that divine within. There's such resistance happening because if we acknowledge it, then the whole structure, everything falls apart. It starts to fall apart. And so that for me is where my intention is. I'm going to invite you to hold that. Want to send out a reminder that this Saturday I'm doing something totally crazy, but you do not have to join live. But I will be at Long Lake Park in New Brighton, Minnesota, doing a group meditation that is available. Anybody who wants to go, it's $20. It pays for the park. It pays for everything that I need. That we're going to do some signs and things like that, to be able to join together in the vicinity of one another and still remain socially distant, still honor everybody's sacred space, their health, their well-being, but to do it together. I'm very excited to see how this goes, and I'm going to invite you to this beautiful experiment, and hopefully you will decide to join because I would love to be in shared energetic space with you. So if you're called to it, please sign up. Make sure you sign up before Friday because there is going to be a file for you to download, and make sure you're ready. So at 8:00 p.m. on Friday night, I will be closing the registration. So please, and feel free to invite whoever you like. It's going to be good. All right. And it's family friendly, of course. Just make sure that everyone in your family has earbuds or headphones to be able to listen to the meditation. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and start the meditation. And if you have any questions, please please share. I'm glad to help in any way that I can about whatever's going on. And if you have some questions that you'd like some more information on, let me know. All right, I'm gonna have a sip. Let's go ahead. Let's take some deep breaths. Allowing yourself to come to this present moment. Breathing in light and love and appreciation into your body. Feeling that love wash in and over you. Every cell of your body opening to receive this light and relaxing. Letting go with every exhale. Breathing in light and appreciation into this body and letting go fully on the exhale. Allowing yourself to just breathe and relax. Bringing your attention to your breath, to your body, to this moment. We breathe. Breathing in, this time following your breath deep within and falling away from your thoughts, the mental chatter of your mind. Just feeling yourself falling away from all of that noise into the quiet and stillness within. Breathing and following your breath to that beautiful quiet place. And here allowing yourself to be in the stillness, to be in the quiet of this present moment. It's in the quiet that we have access to God, to Spirit, to the universe, whatever form that takes for you today. That expanded and infinitely expansive force that breathes in all of our hopes, our ideas, our awareness, and exhales the many gifts, the ideas, the inspiration that allow us to continue to grow, to experience life that we desire. And let us breathe with our intention. Our intention for ourselves, for this being, this vessel, this life expression that is here now. What good, what insight, what inspiration are we longing for? What support, ideation, clarification would support us now? And we bring it into our awareness. And on the exhale, feel it leave, floating into the infinite, trusting that all that we desire, all that we ask, is always answered. And now we hold in our energy field our intention for humanity. What is it that we hold? What is emerging in our awareness, in our vibrational truth, in our spirit? Allowing this awareness to wash over and through us, allowing it to form into a beautiful bubble of thought, of energy. And as we exhale, we watch it drift outward into the infinite field, moving outward, trusting that as we ask, and all that we ask, there is always answers. There is always insight and new possibilities emerging. And this time, as we breathe, we hold in our energy field our intention for this planet, for our home. And do not worry about any limitation of what you can wish for. You can hold it all, allowing it to fill your spirit, fill your energy field as it forms into this beautiful energetic thought bubble. And as we exhale, feeling it move outward into the field, blessing it, trusting that what is good for all will be blessed and amplified, that what we see and understand and wish for may be smaller than what is possible. And so we surrender it all to the infinite wisdom that is this collective consciousness we call God. We breathe, bringing our awareness to our physical body, feeling our heartbeat, our breath, all of the energetic signals moving through our body, pulsing, awakening every cell, awakening each cell to its divine nature, its function and its form. In nature, nothing is wasted. And we breathe and feel our nature awaken as these electrical impulses move in and through us. Every part of our body working divinely, perfectly. We breathe and experience every cell awakening and operating in the capacity of its function, allowing our bodies to be optimized, to allow our clear thinking, our strength in our breath, every cell, every molecule, every element being used, allowing this beautiful vessel to function. And as we breathe, we feel the light of the electrical charges awaken every cell of our being. We are alive and aware of the aliveness of us. And all of this light, all of this electrical current occurs without a single thought. We are divinely orchestrated, and we breathe, feeling the lightness of our vessel, the lightness of our being. And from here, we bring our awareness outward to our energetic field that surrounds this physical form, moving outward from our physical form 1.5 to 2 feet, all around us and beneath us, like our own atmosphere, circulating, moving, awakening our vessel. This energy field is our first awareness of other. We experience people and things first here in the vibrational change and adjustment as we come into contact with other beings, with other things, with other animals and plants and vibrations. We are awake to this. And we breathe and feel the vibration of the divine resonating through every vibration of our being, every part of our energetic field, vibrating in resonance with that which breathes us into being. And we breathe, feeling this vibration awaken in our awareness, in and between every cell, in the air that we are breathing into our bodies, into the energy field that is surrounding us. We resonate and vibrate in what is good. And as we awaken to this vibration, we feel the gentle pull of what is good for us. All that we need gently being drawn to us, all that we desire pulling in, whether it is the kindness of others, the loving touch of another friend or person in our lives, warm and gentle thoughts, respect moving in easily and effortlessly, trusting in this magnetism that is inherent in our vessel. And that which does not align, that which dishonors and dismisses the good, it is unseen to us. It gently moves past as if it cannot see or be in our vicinity. And we breathe and feel this wash in and through our thoughts, our emotions, until we are aligned to this innate power to honor and to align with the vibration of us, that we are whole and holy, and we breathe. Our energy field porous to the world around us, allowing that which is good to flow effortlessly and easily in and through our vessel, to feel our awareness of the world around us, awareness of our Mother Earth, awareness of the life forms in all kingdoms. We are open to receive, open in our awareness, to experience all that is here for us, all that we are here with. And we breathe, bringing our awareness beneath our feet to our connection with Mother Earth. This beautiful tethered cord to the very core of her connects us, giving us a sense of home, a sense of belonging that rises up in our awareness. Her love rises up into our vessel, in and through us, warm and red and thick, moving in and between every cell, holding us, loving us, keeping us clear that we are hers. We belong with the Mother. This body, this vessel we have chosen here. And it is in this love that she provides, that she offers, that we awaken, enlivened in our nature. We are here with all of the creatures, all of the beings, all of the vessels that she loves and provides home for. The mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, humanity, and the elementals who are making themselves known more readily. We vibrate in and with all of life on this planet, awakening our vessel to the vibration of nature, of our place with all living things. We are willing and open, allowing this love to move in and through us and radiate outward in and with all living things. We breathe. We breathe and we experience home. And from this place of wholeness, clarity, ground, we bring our attention above our head to our quantum point, an arm's length above our head, to the point at which we are in connection with the quantum field, with the field of infinite possibility, our connection with God and godliness, awakening to our own divinity. The point is open wide that we may receive the light of spirit, our whole vessel open. Like a tulip reaching for the sun, we open to the crystalline gold energy that flows from above into our vessel, breathing it in, feeling our entire body expand with the breath. Every breath refreshing and expanding in the light that fills our cells, fills our vessel, expands us, that we may receive and vibrate in the light of the Christ consciousness. That which breathed us into form, we are breathing, opening our bodies, opening our vessels to receive and to acclimate to this light, every cell expanding as we breathe in. Refreshing and cool, we expand, and as we exhale, we feel the light move outward from our vessel. The limitation of the cell disappearing until we are just moving in and with the breath, experiencing the building and the expanding and the full surrender of our beingness, allowing the crystalline light to move in and through us, to stretch and break down and apart that which we are until we cease to have limits, until we are floating in the light of spirit. And we breathe. Allowing our awareness to expand outward. Following the rhythm of the breath. We expand. As we breathe, we feel our vessel changing, awakening to the crystalline light body that follows along our skeletal structure, covering it in the crystalline structure that we are, amplifying the light of spirit. With every breath that we draw the light into our vessel, it is amplified until it is brighter than 10,000 suns. Feeling the cool warmth of this light, as we exhale, it moves outward infinitely, gently, shining light with all of our brothers and sisters, all of life on this planet. This gentle light awakening the spark of the divine in every living thing, awakening the divine within. And as we breathe, bring your attention to your own vessel, feeling your holiness. You are whole and complete in this moment. Floating in the field of possibility, floating in and through the oneness with all of life. Your heart, your mind, your body, your field, all intact, and yet you are everywhere present. Allow yourself to breathe and be in this experience. I am. I Beloved breathers of light, be in this experience of expanded awareness, both here, present, whole, holy, and everywhere present, beyond wholeness, beyond limitation. You are tiny, molecular, and ginormous, and exponential. You are all of this and more. As you breathe and come into your holiness, come into this experience of being, remaining longer in these places, in these moments in between, allows your body, your physical self, to acclimate to peace, to true peace, dear ones, not that which you imagine, but that which your body has craved. Stillness, stillness, presence, and it allows your mind to quiet. The mental body needs more quiet. It has been overworked and overrun, and the elements of balance, the physical activities that allowed for chemical reactions that brought comfort and peace and exhaustion are not as frequent for the vessels in which you move. How often do you work to complete exhaustion, dear ones? That it is not a mental game, but a physical one. This is becoming less and less. And so your mental body becomes overtaxed. And your reliance upon the mental to both experience the world, make sense of the world, and overcome the conditions of the world is too much. So allowing yourself to be still and to experience the peace that comes in your wholeness. This allows the mental body the quiet and rest it needs. Allowing yourself to breathe into quiet, breathe into spaciousness is the practice, not only for one time a day, but for whenever, dear ones, you are feeling upset, discontent, overwhelmed, stuck, uncertain. Because in this moment, in this state of being, you know who you are. You trust that all that you need flows to you, and you can breathe freely. Feel this peace wash over and through every cell of your being, every bit of your vibrational being outward into the world. Imagine that all of humanity experience such peace, such awareness of their own wholeness. Breathe and be, dear ones. Trust that we are breathing with you and holding you in your divine nature, that which you are awakening to with every breath. Trust this above all things, and you will find your way into harmony, dear ones. Harmony with self, harmony with all of humanity, and harmony with the world in which you live. There is more than you can imagine available to you, but you cannot access what you will not allow yourself to imagine. We honor and bless you. I'm going to, when I'm done with this, I have a little bit of time once the recording downloads. I'm going to get that message from the how, because the message in this is so important. I can feel it in my bones. It's this whole piece about how do we stay present to who we are in spite of conditions, right? How do we stay in our knowing? This is a really important practice right now. And the words are more than just a fleeting message. I feel like, well, I know we're being taught how to live in this now moment. When everything is falling apart, when everything is in a state of flux, often what we're doing is we're looking elsewhere, right? We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to find where we are. And it's in our DNA, it's in our mental body that we learn where we are by relational navigation. I'm here and you're there. I'm here, not there. Everything is in relation. And what we're doing is, instead of setting our relational navigation, mental, emotional, spiritual, to other, we need to be looking within and and be intrinsic in our navigation. I know who I am in spite of conditions, in spite of circumstances. I know who I am, and I know what truth is in spite of conditions. It doesn't, and then we don't have to be playing these games of having to prove it. And it's I don't have to uh, convince um, or bring you to my knowing. I just know what I know, and I know that you are also coming to know what you know. And as we honor that in ourselves and each other, what we're doing is when we honor it in ourselves, we're learning how to honor others, right? Because as we honor ourselves and stop negating and buffering ourselves and stop seeking validation elsewhere, seeking whatever comfort outside, when we come to that within, we are also realizing that's inherent in humanity. But if I can do this, then it's true of all of us. That it's like it's a different approach, right? It's a different practice, habit that needs to be developed, so that no matter what's happening in our world, that we find that. And so I'm just completely touched and moved by that conversation.